What's up, guys? Welcome to All Soccer All Day. It's your boy Stevie Mac out here in Chicago. With me, as always, out in Los Angeles, Eric D. What's going down, man?
What is going on? What's good in the hood?
Man, we got a lot to talk about tonight as far as the Premier League goes. We got Champions League. We got some news and notes to go over. There's been a lot of shuffle as far as managers go in the Premier League and such. So I think we should kind of get right into it. Let's get into what we're talking about as far as our news and notes, sir. Why don't you lead us off on a couple of the shuffles that's been going on management-wise in the Premier League?
All right, ready to get stuck in. So we've had a few managerial sackings. We had Tottenham's manager sacked.
Poch out.
Poch was sacked just a few weeks ago, and then it went to Unai Emery's turn.
Goodbye.
And then today, or I guess yesterday, if you're listening to us, would be
Marco Silva.
Marco Silva,
dude, Everton's manager. Yeah, he comes off the loss from Liverpool. Pretty embarrassing for them, and everyone kind of knew if he didn't get some sort of result in that, or at least make a valiant effort, that it was game over.
Well, so I think we've talked about this before in the past. Now these managers are gone. So who comes in? Who comes in their place? Are you going to be able to get someone better? And Tottenham, I swear, I don't even think Poch was out the door before Jose came walking in.
Bro, it's Jose's glorious return.
They might have passed each other in the hall.
Yeah, for real. I mean, Tottenham had to have those talks going on well beforehand, man. I mean, I don't know what's going on, man. Whatever it was behind the scenes with Pochettino, it obviously wasn't going well. I think he's great too, and I think he's going to do very well. Somewhere in some club. Unai Emery clearly seems to be it just wasn't the fit in Arsenal. I think we both called it that he wasn't going to make it till Christmas, and we actually talked about that with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's lucky that they got the win against Tottenham right now. Otherwise, I think that would have been thin ice, dude. Thin ice.
It's hot as well. Everyone's going to have to look over their shoulder right now.
Absolutely. I mean, with the Manchester derby coming up, it's going to be a big deal whether or not. I mean, if United gets a win this weekend against Manchester City, that almost to me secures Ollie's place at least for a few more months. But if they go down hard, it's still he's still going to be on that hot seat hardcore. It's almost like a win or a result at least will just keep him just above floating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's treading water.
Yeah, definitely. But Jose Mourinho, man, coming back, he gets what was it? 3 wins? 3 wins in a row or 2?
2.
Yeah, 2 wins. Yeah, it was 2 wins. 2 wins in a row. He 3-2 against West Ham and then 3-2 against Bournemouth. And then, of course, they lost this past weekend against Manchester United, which we'll get back into in a little while. But, I mean, a lot of shuffle as far as coaching goes in the top clubs in the Premier League, minus Everton. Obviously, Everton right now is not currently a top club on account of they're in 18th in the relegation zone. And obviously, that's another reason that Marco Silva was put on the chopping block, clearly. I mean, whether or not they lost to Liverpool or not is one thing. I think that if they would have lost to Liverpool, but yet they were mid-table or something like that, he still would have had a chance. But I mean, that they've had a terrible run, and being down in 18th, in that relegation zone, that's going to get you sacked no matter what if you're, the boss of Everton. So.
Oh yeah, because Everton's not trying to go down for sure.
Exactly. So as far as the coaching changes go, it'll be interesting to see where Marco Silva ends up. Unai Emery, of course. Obviously these guys are going to end up with another job. We'll just kind of see where, whether or not that's in England still, or whether or not they move off to different ventures around the world. As far as news and notes go as well, the other big news going on, man, it's getting really hard for anyone to make a case against Lionel Messi. 6, bro. 6 Ballon d'Ors. It's insanity, man.
I think it's 4. Is it 4 this decade?
Yeah.
4 or 5 this
He
decade.
won 3 in a row, I believe, back
Yes.
in early 2000s, and then I
Well,
don't.
the 2010s. I think
Yeah, that's
2010,
right.
11, and 12. I think he won 3 in a row. Um, yeah, I mean, he's building his case. He's already, somewhat built it. If leads the people, or if the people are to be believed, he's already the greatest of all time. So, he's just kind of cementing, I think, that even more. The only blight on him is what we've talked about before, is Argentina.
You know what's crazy is that if you look into the stats as far as Argentina goes, though, as far as his statistics go, the dude's still a beast with a
Oh
national
yeah,
team. He
oh
hasn't won
yeah,
any titles, a problem. And if he did, whether or not it was a World Cup, obviously, or I mean, just really any title that he could win with Argentina would be. I mean, that would be game for sure.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If he was to win an international trophy, but I mean, World Cup really. If he won a World Cup with Argentina, I don't see how you could deny him that.
No, you couldn't.
I mean,
But I mean, with Ronaldo winning the Euros, that's like that's like the one thing that Ronaldo kind of has a
yeah,
say in right now. It would
I
seem.
mean, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Cristiano Ronaldo's right there. He's right
No,
behind.
he is, except for the fact that it's just. Do you foresee Ronaldo winning another Ballon d'Or in the next couple years? I honestly can't really see it right now. And the crazy thing is, I could still see Messi winning another one.
Yeah, no,
It's like there.
I have to agree with you. I think part of that is because I feel like Cristiano Ronaldo is stepped out of the limelight a little bit going to Juve. I mean, Juve's huge, but yeah, Serie A is just
Yeah, it's
they got
Italy.
they got a lot of black eyes on that league right now.
Dude, guaranteed. Well, not only
So
that, as far as the look of the league as itself,
yeah,
unfortunately, Italy's going through a lot of hard stuff when it comes to racism and all this really bad looks, as you just said, black eyes. But on top of that, I mean, regardless of any of that stuff, transferring to the number one club in any league that's so dominant that Juve is.
yeah,
Like
it's like
like it's yeah,
it's PSG and Juve as far as
totally.
like how they are in their leagues and how they're all set up. It's just like it's kind of a joke.
I mean,
I
about
mean,
6 months ago, Zlatan called him out on that. You remember that? It was in the news, man. Zlatan straight up, dude. If there's one thing about Zlatan that's hilarious, sometimes he throws out some whack shit for sure. But at the same time, sometimes some of the stuff he says is straight up truth. And he
oh
straight
yeah,
up said, he was just like, yo, Cristiano Ronaldo going to Juve is not some new fancy amazing thing. I mean, he
yeah,
stepped into a lesser league with by far the top club in that league.
yeah, oh yeah,
So what
totally.
challenges that really, right?
None really.
And not only that, he's not producing nearly as much as he was in Real.
No, I think the move is shown that they needed each other a
Absolutely.
lot more than they realize.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. And that being said, what's even more is that Barcelona and Madrid right now are again at the top of tables in Spain, and so even more so, it's kind of starting to look like, well, wait, hold on. Ronaldo seemed to be like the guy when it came to Madrid, and it made that big vacuum. And who knows what's going to happen to Madrid? But all of a sudden, it seems like Madrid's starting to catch a little bit of form. They're starting to pull it together. They're starting to figure it out without Ronaldo. And it even kind of throws a little bit more shade on Ronaldo going to Italy, not producing as much. There's a few months ago, he's talking about how maybe it was last month. Hey, he was talking about how he wasn't fully fit, and he's sacrificing himself for the club and all this kind of stuff. But you look, I'll tell you what, someone that is that age, starting with even a hint of the injury bug, no matter how great you are, father time catches up, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
he's starting to slow down.
I mean, it's crazy to say because you look at the guy and you look how what great shape he's in and how much he's produced over the years, and it's hard to say, but when you see him and the transfer he made over to Juve, it really does start to seem like he's taken a step back, and it's almost like the end of the mountain. The decline has started. I mean, it's like you don't want to say it because he's one of the greatest of all time.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
we've all talked about this, the fact that we've had the privilege of seeing Messi and Ronaldo in the same generation. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's like,
Yeah.
who knows the next time you're going to see something like that, right?
Yeah, they were just talking about the other day about who's next up, like who's going to take the mantle from Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, and obviously Neymar was supposed to do it. The dude's a mess, and
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
all over
know.
the place.
I don't know if Mbappe is the guy. It's too early to kind of tell. So
Well,
maybe
he hasn't moved to a big league yet. He's got to
yeah,
go to the Premier League, or he's
he's
got
got
to
to
go to
get out of
Spain.
PSG.
He's got to go to Spain. He's got to go to England. He's got to go to one of the two. He's got to be dominant in one of those two. And only then will he even begin to enter the conversation. He won't even be, I mean, it'll just be like, maybe,
Yeah,
right?
right now it's just a possibility.
Yeah. Yeah. And much like Neymar being in Barcelona, it was a possibility. He was still there with Messi as the problem.
But that
And
was the problem. The dude didn't want to be in Messi's shadow.
dude, he didn't want to be Messi's shadow. And so it's hilarious in a way because he goes to PSG, and what new challenge is that? It's not. It's almost in a way kind of like Ronaldo going to Juve.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
step up from one of the top clubs, you go to another league where your club dominates without question. And even more so in France, right? I mean, like, holy shit. PSG is just forget it. Like, there's nothing even close. Like, at least right now, see, here's what's crazy is Inter Milan right now in Italy is giving Juve the business, dude.
Yes.
And so, like, at least you have some sort of competition. But in France, man, like, come on. Like, what are we even talking about? You know? So, like, I mean, seriously. So Neymar goes from one of the best clubs in the world to France with easily the best club in France, and he's still getting hurt. He's still not producing. He's still not the one. So how can he even be really in that conversation anymore? I don't think you can have him up there. So you have Messi, you have Ronaldo. Who's the next person up? I don't know. It's just the door's wide open for anyone to take it.
Yeah, yeah, but at that level of greatness, where we're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi being there with the Pelés and the Maradonas, I don't see it right now.
No, not at all, not at all. So, yeah, that's some crazy stuff, man. This whole Messi situation, winning 6, dude.
6 golden balls.
Damn, it's crazy, man. You look at the. I know they've been flashing his stats all over the place too, as far as how many games and how many points he's had between goals and assists.
I saw this stat. It's ridiculous.
Completely ridiculous.
Somebody said it looked like video game numbers or something. Like,
dude, it's more than video game numbers. It's more. That's what's crazy. What's crazy is it's like more than that, and it's at the highest level of football in the world, dude.
Yeah, it's insane. I want to hold out that Cristiano Ronaldo will have something to say about it, but as you just said, it just feels like it's kind of the twilight is drawing.
It seems to be setting, right?
Yes.
I mean, you have the Euros coming up 2020. So if Portugal makes a name for themselves, he wins a second Euro, makes a dominant performance in the Euros, which, by the way, I mean, his last few games with Portugal have been great. But when we get to the tournament, we're going to see against all these top teams if he's able to pull through the entire time, through the entire tournament, and what kind of stats he's going to put up. Is he the same Cristiano Ronaldo that puts up these crazy goals, crazy stats, pulls his team? Even if with injury they end up winning, Is he able to do it again 4 years later? I don't know. If
Yeah.
he does, he's right back in there in my opinion. I mean, to be honest, I don't see it happening though. I mean, if I'm a real talk, I don't see Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't see him winning this one right now. I just don't see it.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he's from a country that's in the hardest confederation in the world, so
Yep.
it's yeah.
Well, and there's so much as far as new and up and coming talent from Europe, right?
Yeah.
England right now is no joke. England has some great players right now that are young, they're hungry. Look at Netherlands, look at the Dutch. These guys are looking, I mean, they're on fire right now. Belgium, France. I mean, you're looking at some of these top teams that, I mean, Portugal, although they were winners last time, I just the names, I don't know.
I mean, it was. I mean, I don't want to hate to digress all the way to 2016, but I don't feel like that Portugal team was that good.
That's true.
They really pulled a Greece from 04 and just got by and was able to just sneak by France. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, they kept the eventual World Cup winners off the board, and so they won.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. But I don't think they necessarily won those Euros in like convincing fashion.
Yeah, I would agree. If you had to call it out right now, just throwing it out there, who do you think's going to take the Euros? I know it's way early, but at the same time, it's kind of not that early. We're what, 6 months away, 7 months away. You kind of got the team set. You know what I mean?
I mean, the obvious choice is France because such a deep squad, and they just won the World Cup. I know the sleeper is probably Italy. A lot of people are looking to the Dutch. They've turned the corner, it seems. I don't know.
You got Belgium in there. You got England in there.
Belgium and England, and what's Germany gonna do?
Dude, they're a wild card, dude.
Germany's I feel like this feels like it's really kind of up in the air. I don't really
would agree.
Feel like there's necessarily a clear-cut favorite.
I mean, when I look at it, I think you have to give France the favorite. Overall, but it's going to be slim margins, man. Like you said, Netherlands right now, they got a beast of a team.
Yeah, man. I want to see, who doesn't want to see the Dutch and the Italians back on the world stage,
dude. I just feel like the Dutch are just missing that number 9, dude. They're just missing that number 9.
When you think of the potential in Europe, like with England and France and Germany and Belgium and Italy and Netherlands, and it's just
okay. So the reason that Germany is right now just behind is because all these other countries that you're talking about are playing their young talent, and I feel like they're on their way to doing that, but they're like, if Germany's like behind when it comes to age and the young talent they're putting on, I feel like Portugal's like just above them. Like they got some young talent in there overall, but their young talent isn't as good as England. Their young talent isn't as good as Netherlands. Their young talent isn't as good as Belgium and France and these other top clubs.
Spain, I forgot to mention Spain.
Spain, obviously. Dude, I mean, like, how can you, like, there's so many good ones, you forget some of the biggest ones. That's crazy. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I think that France barely has this one edged out, but hey, man, it takes one game. You get to the knockout rounds, one of these teams on fire,
Hey, Portugal showed it last tournament. I mean, that's
right.
the thing. What is it? Win and survive, or survive and advance?
Yep.
That's all you got to do is just,
It's gonna be crazy, man. I'm excited for the Euros for sure. I think that a lot of people get a little bummed out about international breaks in general. I mean, for real, dude. I mean, I talk to guys all the time. They're just like, oh, these goddamn international breaks. I can't wait until, you know what I mean? And like, to a point, like, I get it. But then at the same time, you lead up to the Euros and, dude, that's some of the greatest football on the planet, man.
Yeah, it's tough over here because, sometimes we're seeing like U.S. versus Cuba and I mean, I don't know, man, if you've been paying attention to CONCACAF Nations League, but
I have.
some of these countries that are playing, I'm just like, I never hear these dudes. I mean, it's good. It's good exposure for them. I mean, that's
Yeah,
the
but
whole
it's
point.
terrible competition for us.
It doesn't make for great TV watching, but
Dude, I mean, I'm saying.
Hey, Bermuda had Mexico on the ropes in Mexico until that winner in the 90th minute by Antuna. I mean, I don't know. That's
Bermuda
why
up in this house.
that's why we play these games, right? That's why they're not played on paper. But then again, I don't know. Maybe Mexico's just going through the motions.
Maybe they were just sleeping, and then the last minute they were like, "Hey, yo, wake up, guys! We gotta
win this shit." Yeah. So
stop drinking that tequila on the bench real quick. Come up out this and score real quick.
Stop taking shots. Oh, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just I think the thing about the international break is that the competition. I mean, you have some good matches, but then the competition. I mean, the difference is so vast sometimes.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Well, all right, moving on. Let's go ahead and let's start diving into this this English Premier League, dude. We've gone 15 match days so far. We're moving into the 16th match day this weekend. And, let's go over some of the tables first in case you are not up to date. Right now, Liverpool. They are.
People are tuning into our podcast just to be able to know what the table's looking like in the Premier League right now. They're like, wait, hold on, be quiet.
Yeah.
About to go over the table right now.
Well, hey, you know what? Some people out there, maybe you don't know. Now you're about to know.
Hey, the guy back on the island, off of Madagascar, maybe
you might need to know what's down.
You might not know what's going on.
Damn, dude.
Gotta hurry up and let him know.
Hey, shout out to you, homie, out there in Madagascar. It's not even Madagascar. It's the island off Madagascar.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Anyway, okay. Liverpool, first place in the English Premier League. They've won 14. They've drawn 1. They have 0 losses. They have 43 points right now. 0 losses.
They've only lost 1 match in the Premier League so far in these last 2 seasons.
Yeah. Was it 32 games unbeaten right now?
It's insane. I don't know the number. All I know is it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's completely ridiculous. Second place. And you know what? I'll tell you what. These guys are fun to watch. Leicester City right now, second place, 35 points. Dude, they're exciting, man. They're exciting. Their defense right now is like they're dominant, bro.
Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, man. Jamie Vardy tearing it up right now. 14 goals in 15 games in the Premier League.
To think he was like, I don't know, playing League One or what? I don't even remember. I forgot the story. Like he came from like nowhere.
Yeah, well, he's tearing it up right now. I'll tell you what. And like I said, their brand of football right now is very fun to watch. James Maddison, another young up and comer. People are going to be on the hunt for him, dude. And he's going to be coming up into the English national squad as well. And people better be on the lookout for him. He's
Mr. James Maddison.
That is correct. Third place right now, Manchester City.
This got to be a weird
points.
place to be for them.
It definitely does. 11 points behind Liverpool, the number one. I don't know, man. It's interesting. It's still there's still time, no doubt. And if you're a Liverpool supporter, like, although it looks great and you're up 11 points, and although it's a big gap,
you don't say nothing. This is what I always tell people: too soon.
It's still too soon. It's always too soon.
Miss me with all that.
Exactly. Until you get to mathematically you win. I mean, I'm saying, dude, because at any point in time, you don't know. Look, Fabinho taking that knock, being out for a little while. I mean, look, when Van Dijk went down in that same game, I was like, yo, this is crazy right now. If they lose Fabinho and Van Dijk, and you're back to Joe Gomez and Dan Lovren, like Liverpool supporters been there already, and you don't want to see that again right now. So, I mean, it's something as easy as that can really change the light of what's going on. Manchester City, they're missing Sane, they're missing Laporte, they're missing some of their major players also, and you can't get too comfortable. It's the Premier League, man. Any of these teams at any moment in time can give you the business, right? And so they can still do that to Liverpool. So don't get too comfy there. Although you're up and you're looking good, that doesn't mean it's over by any stretch. So
all it takes is one punch, right?
That's right, man. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Right.
Mike Tyson, baby. Chelsea, 4th place. Okay. They're also a very exciting team to watch right now. Young talent coming out there. Tammy Abraham, of course, the new Captain America, as they put it. Christian Pulisic coming out there. He's exciting to watch right now. He's playing well. I think in his first few games, although he scored some goals and they were exciting, it almost looked like he was trying to do too much. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, totally.
But what's crazy is like he pulled it off, right? Like, so he ended up scoring. It went through, but now when I see him play, he's starting to look more comfortable. It looks like he's on the ball. He's looking more comfortable.
Look, he needed time to get acclimated. I think the Bundesliga prepared him better for the Premier League than we realize. Mm-hmm. I mean, Bundesliga for me, I think I've told you this, 3rd best league in Europe. So
I would agree.
He he was at Borussia Dortmund. I don't know, Chelsea, Borussia Dortmund. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I understand it's the Premier League. Premier League is huge. But I still feel like he was more prepared for this than people realize. It is a new league, new club. It's going to take time, but I think he's also
I think he's also surrounded by talent that is equal to, if not better than, Borussia Dortmund, of course. I mean, you look at the players around him right now, and they're really going to set him up for success also. Yeah. In Dortmund, although Dortmund definitely, like you said, like if you look at, say, Champions League and the competition that's there, Dortmund's always there, man. They're always making a push. They're someone that not everyone wants to see. So, he's been on those squads. He wasn't terribly productive on Dortmund is the thing. And so I think that's where a lot of people were kind of hating. They were like, all right, this guy's coming to England. He didn't do a whole lot in Dortmund. He was good, but whatever, right? Didn't get a whole lot of starts near the end of his tenure there. And so he's going to come into Chelsea. What's he going to do, right? Is he even going to get time? He went through that stretch at the beginning of the season where he got a couple games and then he sat out for almost 2 months and you didn't really see him. But then, hey, he started getting some games in the Champions League. He comes into the Premier League. He starts scoring some goals. His confidence is high. And now when you see him on the ball, he looks confident. And he's always looking for those positions to score. And he's getting close every game. And, with that young talent around him as well, Mason Mount, all these guys that are really, really dynamic as well, taking some pressure off of him, of course. I mean, always, right? I mean, he's almost like the 4th player you got to worry about, which gives him, in a way, a lot of advantage to scoring those goals. People are thinking about Tammy Abraham. People are thinking about Mason Mount. People are thinking about Willian still.
You can sneak in those ghost runs.
That's right. Dangerous. The fact that he has 2 header goals already in the Premier League is kind of crazy.
It is crazy.
Because he's not, big at all. No. Tammy Abraham scores header goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude's a beast. Christian Pulisic? He's what?
Yeah. No,
I'd like to see how many header goals he has in his career.
Yeah. No. Seriously. So. It is weird.
But look,
it's always weird seeing a player like that, of that stature,
putting him in, with his head for sure. But look, this is a team I'm rooting for. You and me have liked these guys for sure.
Wolves!
Yes, right, Wolves, dude, 5th place Wolves. They're making a push, trying to get up into that Champions League. Could you imagine Wolves in the Champions League?
Yeah, man.
Trying to take it on, man. And then, what? Say it again.
Their manager's awesome.
Yeah.
Nuno Santos.
Yeah.
Really
Manchester United, dude, back up to 6th place, 21 points.
Oh, Manchester United.
Yeah, United coming back up to 6th place. They're tied with Crystal Palace on points, but they're definitely beating them in goal differential right now. So Palace taking a little slide, not too much. I mean, they've been up in that 6th, 7th place pretty much the whole season. But obviously, wow. Hey, man, the story's Tottenham.
I'm just...
Tottenham dropping down to 8th. Actually, the real story is Arsenal, but we'll get to them in a minute. Tottenham down in 8th place right now with 20 points. I mean, obviously, this is why Pochettino was let go. He had quite a slide mid-season, and early season, I should say. And he got sacked, and we'll see where he ends up. But
lost the locker room, as some would say. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I like the guy, and hopefully Jose can turn it around. I don't know if it's the best move. I mean, you know how Jose can be. So
we'll see, man. It's one of those things where it's like it starts off strong with Jose, and then like very quickly things get crazy.
Yeah, so he burns it up. He blows the whole thing.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But some of the players coming on, Dele Alli, Son, these guys are right away kind of turn it up, but that could also just be, like early infatuation. You know what I mean? Like we'll see if that form sticks for both of them. But here you go, man. Look, 19 points, Sheffield United, Newcastle United, and Arsenal. Like Arsenal is in the same sentence right now as Sheffield United and Newcastle United.
Sheffield United and Arsenal have identical records. Actually, Sheffield United has a positive 2 plus 2, and Arsenal's got a -2 goal differential. I mean, Sheffield United just got promoted, and Arsenal is down there with them. The mighty Arsenal, the Arsenal. There, it's I mean, I've asked you this before. Man U, Arsenal. I mean, what?
Yeah, who's in a worse spot right now? Well, clearly Arsenal's in the worst spot.
Well, at the moment. Yeah.
At the moment. I mean, that being said, it could change at any point. Look, the Manchester Derby's coming up this weekend. It would seem highly unlikely at this point that Manchester United's going to come away with a win. It would seem highly unlikely. Arsenal is playing West Ham. But Arsenal also is winless in the last, 9 games? I think it is. 8 or 9 games? Winless. Draws and losses. That's all they got in the last 9 games, I believe. So Arsenal's struggling right now, man. They are struggling.
Yeah, the last 9 matches, draws or losses. Their last win came in Europa League on October 24th.
It's craziness, man.
Against some club I don't even...
October 24th, dude. October 24th. We're going on over a month.
Their Premier League form in the last few months is not anything to write home about either. So, yeah,
it's crazy. Man. They have the names. They have the talent.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the same thing with Man U, right? I mean, I guess Arsenal's more talented than Man U at the moment, but I look at their squad and. Like, I feel like Ozil is already like I don't know where dude's mind is anymore in these days. I mean, He's an incredible footballer, but
and recently under Freddie Ljungberg, he's come back and he's getting his shot again.
Yeah, I mean, he should. He's so talented. He should be in the starting 11 for sure. But I just don't know if he wants to play with Arsenal anymore. I don't know. Aubameyang, like I said, probably the two other most talented guys on the roster. They're not performing, and it's just after that, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, Xhaka, isn't that dude
Who
like
knows?
one foot out the door? Like,
Yeah, it would seem so.
mm.
I mean, watching the game today, it
Yeah, you
became,
saw it.
yeah,
Tell us.
I don't know, it just became very apparent that there was just not a whole lot of discipline. It seems like Lundberg was just putting back in the names that were somewhat regular when Arsene Wenger was still there. Bellerin was still there. He came back in after that injury. He's back. Mesut Ozil's back in there. Lacazette, of course. Aubameyang. These guys are up there. But man, you know what? I'll tell you what. Kolasinac, Socrates, dude. Socrates makes some crazy tackles, like just stupid. Like I don't even
Yeah.
know, man. Just undisciplined craziness going on out there. And they have Nicola Pepe, who they're still kind of waiting for him to kind of show what's going down. Although he's had some good goals, but it was in the Europa League, and there's been a lot. It's just such an unknown, man. It's just such an unknown. It's just like so many question marks right now.
Yeah, they're like, who's a bit bigger dumpster fire at the moment? I don't know. I would have said it was Man U a few weeks, months ago, but right now it feels like Arsenal for sure. And it's
Yeah.
just,
Well, I'd agree. So let's go ahead and let's look at the fixtures coming up this weekend. Match day 16. This match day is going to be on Saturday, December 7th is when this match day kicks off. You have Everton taking on Chelsea.
With Tim Howard as their manager.
Pulling them out that TNT squad.
I don't
Gotta scoop them up real quick.
Oh.
Just put in Steve Nash. It's all good, man. You got it.
I don't even know. I know.
Dude, that TNT squad for the Champions League is crazy, dude. It's crazy. Like, what's happening over there? I don't know. Anyway, okay. Everton hosting Chelsea. Okay, not looking good for Everton. No. you just got your manager sacked. You just lost 5-2 or 5-1, 5-2 to Liverpool, and which, you know what, honestly, 5-2 to Liverpool at this point in time is not terribly shameful, which is crazy to say. But I mean, at Anfield, the form that they're in, what's gnarly is that Shaqiri and Divock Origi were in the starting 11 for this, no Fabinho, and they still got spanked like that. Which, dude, Divock Origi, are you kidding me?
He's showing out. He's showing out.
As Klopp said, Liverpool legend, dude. Liverpool legend.
Liverpool legend, yeah.
Dude, I'm saying. But anyway, so Everton hosting Chelsea, not looking good for Everton right now. No. Chelsea's looking good right now.
That's
it
negative.
Doesn't. Yeah, I mean, they're down in 18th right now, in relegation zone is Everton, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better.
They're good. So. I didn't pick them to get relegated, so it won't happen. But
that's true. Newcastle United, they were down there, man. What's going down? Bournemouth hosting Liverpool. Again, not looking good for Bournemouth. I mean, dude, Liverpool is just on a rampage, dude. They are on a rampage, and I mean, I just don't see right now, other than Manchester City, it just seems like they're just so dominant right now.
Yeah, got to be careful.
No, definitely. They're sneaky, for sure.
Magic.
They're sneaky. They got some players, no doubt. And it is a Premier League, so it's not like you can get overly confident. But it would just seem that Liverpool's, in the green there. Spurs hosting Burnley. So, Jose Mourinho has another chance at home to add a win. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's... I don't even know.
Well, dude, look, this is actually what's so good about the Premier League right now is there's actually parity. Look, you have Liverpool 11 points ahead. Although everyone in the world right now still knows that Manchester City being 11 points behind, or I'm sorry, 12 points behind is wait, are they 11? They're 11 points behind Liverpool right now. 11 points, there's still drama, you know what I mean? That's what's crazy. Like anything can happen. Watford hosting Crystal Palace. Watford, I don't know what happened to them. It's just, I don't know. They just blew up, man. Tears.
Sad face, tears. Tears emoji.
Yeah. Manchester City hosting Manchester United at the Etihad. Manchester Derby. It's going to be crazy, man. It would seem that Manchester City is going to give Manchester United the absolute spanking.
Manchester United just like, don't get embarrassed. Just don't get embarrassed. Don't get embarrassed. Please don't spank us. Please don't spank.
Meanwhile, City's like, yo, what you trying to do coming up in here?
How the tables have turned.
Yeah, man, seriously, right? Aston Villa hosting Leicester, and again, Leicester's on a tear. Although Aston Villa, they've been up there, man. They came up.
They go bring John Terry off the bench. You go play center back. Yo, Jamie Vardy, I got you. You
ain't making those runs. I'll give you that forearm before you try to run up through this back line. No, for real. You got Newcastle United hosting Southampton, Norwich hosting Sheffield, Brighton hosting Wolves, and then on Monday you got West Ham hosting Arsenal. Dude, how come Arsenal's got to be the last game, man? Like, is this like even more of a microscope? Like magnifying glass is up on that bitch.
I'm taking the hammers.
Just straight up give him that X.
I'm taking the hammer.
Dude, I don't blame you, man. Yeah, I don't blame you at all.
Bubbles. There's going to be bubbles everywhere.
That's crazy, dude. So we got a lot of fun football coming up this weekend. I don't know, dude. It right now it would seem like Liverpool's they're pulling away. That being said, we're talking about this already. It's too soon to get comfortable if you are a Liverpool supporter, so don't get all comfortable. Anything can happen. But I guess enjoy it while it's there. If I could say anything else, you got a good lead, enjoy it. But you know what? I will say this: if there's one thing that I think that Jurgen Klopp is really good at, it would seem that he's really good at not letting his players get comfortable, especially this year, especially with the reminder of last year and how fast things can change and how good Manchester City is. I believe, honestly, that every single game he's in that locker room like, yo, 11 points ain't shit. This game's right now.
Yeah.
You need to go out and you need to smash on Bournemouth. You know what I mean? Look, the fact that he held Mo Salah to the bench this last game, honestly, I think is brilliant. Because when he puts Mo Salah back in, you don't think Mo Salah's going to try to be going out there and scoring like crazy, dude?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are tactics that I think that these managers really know how and when to make choices like that.
It's crazy because I'm looking at the fixtures here, the results, and I mean, Manchester United is the only team that's taken any points from Liverpool this season.
I mean, hey, look, at Old Trafford, the Northwest Derby, man, we talked about the rival of all rivals when it comes to Manchester United, Liverpool. Yeah. And that's the only draw that they've had all season. And it's because it is that rivalry, man. It is that game. But you know what? I don't think you want to be Man U going to Anfield right now. I don't think that.
If you're Man U, you're just looking at Manchester City right now.
Oh, of course. As people that on the outside that are looking towards the future, like as far as I'm concerned, if I was on United, if you were ever thinking about what's going down the line, and you saw that fixture against Liverpool at Anfield right now, dude, whew, I don't know. I mean, Anfield has become that fortress that everyone talks about. I know that's kind of like cliche, where everyone's like, "Oh, this place is a fortress," whatever. But bro,
Yeah.
like, it's crazy.
Word.
So, but anyway, so anything else you want to throw in onto the Premier League before we move on?
No, I'm not. Nothing I can think of off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's other things. But I didn't take the proper notes, so.
Nah, no worries. I think.
Sorry.
But you know what? Before we get into our final section regarding the Champions League, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Diversity Wine, out here in Chicago. They're an all natural wine shop in the Logan Square neighborhood out in here in Chicago. Diversity Wine specializes in natural wines, which means wines that are made by real people with grapes that are farmed organically and fermented naturally with no additives. So, it's as good as it gets when it comes to the wine. If you enjoy your wine, they have a couple different locations that are sister to Diversity Wine. Ordinaire out in Oakland, and also Psychic Wines out in Los Angeles. Check them out. Out here in Chicago, Diversity Wine has a wine club, $50 a month, 2 bottles of wine and per month, and all kinds of pairing and tasting notes and all kinds of stuff. So if you're into the wine, man, check them out. They'll take care of you. You can check them out on diversitywine.com. That's DIVERSEYWINE.com. Check them out, Diversity Wine. Thank you. You guys know what's up. Getting into the UEFA Champions League, we just came off of Matchday 5.
Champions! Oh, wait, hold on. Excuse me. The champions!
I don't know if that got any better.
No, probably not. Dude, bro, that's a really high register, bro. I can't.
Definitely. That's why them opera singers sing that, man. But look, the Champions League moving into Matchday 6. Let's take a look at the standings real quick and the people who look like they're already.
I apologize to anybody's ears.
I think they'll be okay. Group A, PSG, Real Madrid. They're already through. These are the two teams we thought would be going through either way. PSG having a great group stage, 4 wins, 1 draw. Madrid at the beginning of this was looking a little shaky, but they have 2 wins, 2 draws, only 1 loss. So both those teams they're already through. Bayern and Tottenham both through in Group B. You have Manchester City through in Group C, and second place is still up for grabs over there. You got Shakhtar, Dinamo, and Atalanta, 6, 5, and 4 points between those 3. So anyone can really go through there in that group. You have Juve already through. And then you have a little bit of controversy, as the English say, between Atletico Madrid and also Bayer Leverkusen. Either team right there can go through. Group E, Liverpool, Napoli, Red Bull, and Genk. Genk is out of the running, but you have Liverpool right now with 10 points, Napoli with 9.
Liverpool not out of the weeds here, man.
No, definitely not. Liverpool with 10 points, Napoli with 9, Red Bull with 7. So
can you imagine Liverpool was like the falter here and not make it out of the group?
That'd be pretty crazy, man. You have last year's European champions, although I will say that you have to know that all of Liverpool's resources have to be aimed towards Premier League right now.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
so I wouldn't be mad. To be honest,
I don't think any Liverpool supporters would really be mad, although you'd be mad, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
you'd be like, you gotta at least make it through the group stage. But
it's crazy because Champions League has now become more important than your domestic league title, and
not for Liverpool.
Well, it shouldn't be for Liverpool because they haven't won it in like forever, but For most clubs, it's Champions League first, and then everything else follows.
Guaranteed. So we'll see. I mean, that's going to be, we'll talk about the fixtures here in a minute, but yeah, definitely Liverpool, Napoli, and Red Bull Salzburg all in the running to get through. Um, Group F, the so-called group of death. Barcelona is already through. You have Inter Milan and Dortmund tied with 7 points apiece. Exact same record. Inter right now with +2 goal differential. Dortmund with -1.
Hey, put some respect on Slava Prague. Okay, they held Barcelona
Yes.
to a 0-0 draw at the new camp. Okay.
Yeah. No, guaranteed, man. Look, Slavia Prague they definitely showed up and they definitely did what they could do. Now, they only have 2 points, but you are absolutely right. The fact that they went to Nou Camp and had that 0-0 draw against Barcelona, it was like their Champions League trophy right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Group G, Red Bull Leipzig.
No, it's RB Leipzig. You can't say Red Bull.
Sorry,
You know that,
Leipzig.
right? They don't refer to them as Red Bulls because you can't have companies own teams in the Bundesliga. So
yeah, okay, I apologize. RB Leipzig. Even though they got the Red Bull logo all up in their face. RB Leipzig, they have 10 points. Zenit and Lyon right now with 7 points each. Benfica is out of the running.
I like that French, man. That was good.
Lyon.
Yeah. Came off really nice, smooth.
So, that one's still up for grabs. Everyone was looking towards RB Leipzig and Lyon getting through. But Zenit right now and Lyon have the exact same record. 2 wins, 1 loss. I'm sorry, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. The exact same goal differential. +1. It's down to the wire there. So we'll have to definitely look at what team plays what here and the fixtures coming up. Group H also pretty crazy group. Ajax 10 points right now. Valencia, Chelsea. Both with 8 points, both with the same goal differential. Lille down at the bottom there, 1 point they're out of the running. But those top 3 teams, man, Ajax, Valencia, and Chelsea, everyone knew this was going to be what the running was, and it's turning out to be a really great group. So let's go ahead and let's look at the
drama.
That
drama. Got
that drama.
Most of the groups here.
So let's take a look here in Matchday 6. First of all, you have Red Bull Salzburg against Liverpool. So again, Liverpool needs a result from this. If they get a result, they're through. If for some reason Red Bull pulls out some craziness going on over here, then that puts Liverpool in a lot of jeopardy. You have Napoli and Genk facing off as the other match in that group.
Can't overlook them, man. So, look what Salzburg did to Liverpool at Anfield. Liverpool pulled it out at Anfield, but Jesse Marsch, he got them, bro. He got them playing. Man.
I'm saying. So definitely nothing to sleep on there. It's gonna be a game for sure. I'm still looking towards Liverpool to win that, but I don't think it's going to be an easy task by any means. You have Chelsea against Lille. So theoretically, Chelsea should have an easy go there. And then you're going to look at the other game in that group with Ajax versus Valencia. And it's just up for grabs between these 3 teams right now. If Valencia and Chelsea win, dude, go ahead.
I gotta, just for a moment before we gotta pause, before I forget, the goal that Paulo Dybala scored for Juve, that free kick, ridiculous.
Yeah,
ridiculous. Because it came to mind. And then the other guy scored a goal from the run of play for Valencia. His name escapes me right now, but he wasn't too far away from where Dybala was, but he was out there on the side, and that was a ridiculous goal as well. So
yeah, Dybala
Oh yeah, it was an impossible angle, but yeah, sorry, just had to return to your regularly scheduled program here. I just had to
Just had to throw that in there. Yeah, no
it was
worries.
ridiculous.
So, yeah, Chelsea seems like they should get a win. You have Ajax and Valencia, and it's all up for grabs there between Ajax and Valencia. It's going to be a crazy game. Dortmund playing Slavia Prague. You would think that Dortmund should have this win, which really puts the pressure on Inter, because Inter Milan is facing Barcelona. Now, Inter Milan's hosting Barcelona, but Dortmund's at home. So if Inter does not get a result from this, and Dortmund does get a result from their game, then Dortmund's going to be going through. Again, just a exciting scenario there between these in that group. You have Lyon hosting RB Leipzig, which, again, that's going to be an important game in their group. You have Benfica hosting Zenit. And so between these two games here, Zenit, Lyon, and RB Leipzig, we're going to see what ends up happening there. Shakhtar Donetsk and Atalanta playing, and Dinamo hosting Manchester City. So, I mean, Shakhtar, Atalanta, it seems like that would be the game that's going to be
decide who's going to go through.
Yeah, because you wouldn't expect Dinamo to beat Manchester City. Again, anything could happen, but it doesn't seem like anything could happen in that game. You have Club Brugge hosting Real Madrid. Madrid's already through. That game's already that group's already decided.
Yeah.
You have Atletico Madrid hosting Lokomotiv Moscow. Moscow gave Juve the business too. Juve was, I mean, it was dangerous for them till Douglas Costa came up with that crazy run, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was last minute, man. Well, I think that was stoppage time even, or close to it. So Lokomotiv, they're definitely trying to do some business. We'll see what happens there. Bayer Leverkusen hosting Juve. Juve's already through. Go ahead.
Bayern Munich hosting Tottenham. Oh my gosh, Tottenham, please. Please.
Look, you're both already through, so whatever, but still. Just, oh God. Just try not to let Serge Gnabry, score 8 goals on you this time.
What was it? 7-1? 7-2?
I don't remember, man. It was too much. It was too much to too little. Let me look back real quick and check.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, those two groups are decided already. Group A.
7-2, yeah.
7-2. So.
PSG's already through against Galatasaray. You have Olympiacos, Svet, and then you have Bayern and Tottenham. So, like you said, those two are already decided. But, some of the biggest games, of course, Ajax, Valencia, Inter Milan, Barcelona. Those are going to be the major games. Of course, Red Bull, Salzburg, and Liverpool. You have Chelsea, Lille, and that game is only important because Ajax Valencia also hinges on that group. Dortmund and Slavia Prague, of course, and Inter and Barcelona are also going to make a difference. But we're getting to it, man. It's almost knockout stage.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna see what's up? You gonna have that Champions League draw going on soon?
Squeaky bum time.
Yeah. So exciting stuff, man. Overall, I think that again, the top teams seem to be going through. I mean, it's in a way it's the same every year, but in a way, of course, it's different, right? You have the top clubs in the world. You got a couple different groups. Every now and then you get like a
winners
shocker.
Win and losers lose.
Yeah, you get like a shocker that's making a statement. But honestly, man, even if they get through, even if
shout out to 50 Cent.
Jesus. But even if Zenit gets through over RB Leipzig or Lyon, they're going to face who knows who, but a club that's probably going to smash them. So, you got the top clubs that should end up being in the top 8. Of course, you got the top 16 first, but any of these straggling clubs that are kind of on the B level, so to speak. Unless they pull off some crazy upset, man. That's just how Champions League rolls. It's almost more about like what top clubs are going to be facing what top clubs in what round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's
So
true. Everybody likes a Cinderella, but they don't like it when they get all the way to the end. At the
well,
end, you want to see like the big.
yeah, at the end you want to see
giant
Barcelona versus Juve. That's what you want to see. You want to see Messi versus Ronaldo, dude.
I know you want to see that this year. Now
Dude,
you're
I would love to see it this year. Look,
Oh, man.
obviously, as a Liverpool supporter, I want to see Liverpool win back-to-back Champions Leagues. That'd be dope. That being said, if Liverpool can't do it, then please give me Ronaldo versus Messi. That would be amazing. That would be
Yeah.
probably the biggest game in Champions League history as far as like viewership goes.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
see another game topping that, dude.
I can't disagree with that.
I mean,
Where-
the only way it would have been topped is if Cristiano Ronaldo in Madrid would have played against Messi and Barcelona. That would have been bigger.
Classico.
Yeah, like super duper Classico Champions League style. That would have been crazy. It never happened. We'll see if they face each other in a final. It would be amazing if that happens, but it's up to the football gods.
Yes. At this point, it is.
So, Eric D, it's wonderful sitting down with you, talking to you again about the greatest game on the planet. You got anything else that you want to throw in here before we wrap it up?
Of course. We could go this whole show and not talk about that new fire.
Oh, dude. Why you gotta bring up that new Chicago Fire logo right now? I'm not trying to do it.
Because you in Chicago, that's why. Please speak on it. Give the people get here. Soapbox is yours, brother.
All right, let me give you this, okay? As you know, and as if people listen to this regularly know, I play pickup games over at the Chicago Fire pitch, which is obviously connected with Chicago Fire. And on one hand, it's like living in the city now. It's like, in a way, you want to try and support the club that's here and what they got going on. And especially since I play at that facility, like I don't want to throw it under the bus too hard, because unfortunately, all the homies that work at the facility and everything, like they got to put on the smiley face and like it no matter what. They have to. I would really love to know what they think in the back of their minds for real. Because they can't. There's no way that they can all be down. But I'm not going to put them on the hot seat like that. And being someone that doesn't work for the Chicago Fire, I can say, if I'm going to be completely honest, that the logo's ridiculous, man. It's completely ridiculous. I don't know, dude. There's not a whole lot to say. Look, if you've seen on social media the bashing that's going on this thing, it hasn't stopped, man. I don't think it's gonna stop. I wouldn't be surprised if all the Chicago Fire supporters out here just go with the old flag, no matter what. I mean, I can't. Just a little crown, the upside down guy. It's so basic, dude. It's so basic.
It's super basic. When it came out, I thought it was a joke. Like, I was like, this seriously cannot be it. This has got to be some kind of meme or some, just some kind of prank or whatever. It is honestly one of the worst logos that I can remember. I mean, MLS back in the day in '96. I mean, they had some pretty bad logos. They were really
we talked
corny.
about this like maybe 6 months ago, but New England Revolution, they got that little corny flag. But here's the thing: at this point, New England Revolution have history with that.
Hey, that logo looks good right now. hey. I mean, to be honest with you, the same thing with the USA logo.
The U.S. crest, yeah.
The U.S. crest, it's too generic. It's too Walmarty. Like, I understand the old one with the soccer ball was.
Walmarty. Damn.
Hey, listen. Look, I know the other one was corny. The other one with the soccer ball was corny, but you know what? I have a jersey with that on it. That one is so much better than what we have now. But I will take what we have now with the U.S. jersey over whatever that Space Invaders Chicago Fire-ish is, bro. That
throwing out that Walmart though. What's the Walmart brand? What's Walmart brand? Because they always make that like the Target brand and the Walmart brand. I don't know, but
yeah, all I can think is Kirkland right now, and that's Costco.
Got that Kirkland logo up on it.
Okay, so my point is like that logo and like the color scheme. Is it supposed to be navy blue? Is it purple?
Yeah,
purple, red, and yellow?
Navy blue,
like, dude,
red, yellow.
Yeah, like not only is the logo corny, you take the exact color scheme of Real Salt Lake.
Dude, I know.
I mean, I understand there's only so many colors, right? You know, you're going to be jocking somebody. But,
dude,
right?
Why are you not just keeping the colors that you already have?
Yeah, red and white is classic. Like
red, white, gray. You got the Fireman's Cross. You good. What are you doing? I mean, I guess, in a lot of ways, look, on one hand, I understand why they want to change. Look, you're leaving that old shitty stadium. You want to leave behind the last.
Hey, and the Red Stars are still going to be playing in Bridgeview, so.
Yeah, they. I ain't trying to comment on that right now.
Okay.
But all I'm saying is, man, I understand how the Chicago Fire would like to kind of separate themselves from the memories that they've had over the last decade.
By the way, that logo, the Red Stars logo, bomb. Their whole scheme, bomb.
Yeah, Chicago flag, dude. That's a Chicago flag.
Yeah, I know.
Like, dude, make the version of that for the Chicago Fire. Fine. People would love that, dude. If you put the Chicago flag in whatever, dude, put it in the navy and the red and whatever. Put
the best city flag that I can think of right now.
Yeah, guaranteed, man. I would agree with you. But I don't know, man. You just made some bad choices. You know what else I saw? I saw that a big world conglomerate design firm made this out of New York. That logo. And that's another thing that I was like, dude, why wouldn't you just get a Chicago design firm to do that? Because they're from Chicago.
Not a good look, man. That I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's news to me. Yeah, I mean, it's like, come on, you don't need New York making everything. Chicago.
Dude, you're in the second biggest city. Well, yeah, second biggest city in the U.S. Like,
I think it's Chicago's like third or fourth biggest media market. But the point is, you could have gotten someone from Chicago should have made something.
I would agree.
And whatever that was, that like those people should be fired. Like and like they shouldn't even have paid those people. Like my point is that somebody was in a boardroom and they looked at that logo and they signed off on that. They were like, yeah, that's what's up. We're gonna go with that.
I ain't gonna say anything about it because I might know the person. I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do, and I probably don't. But
just in case you do.
Just in case I do, I'm going to withhold any judgment.
I get it. Hey, man, look, Chicago Fire, they are trying to capitalize on what Atlanta United has done, what the Seattle Sounders have already done, kind of what LAFC is doing. Like, they're trying to get on that. I
hate LAFC more than anything, and their logo is dope.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. That's without question. But what I'm saying is Chicago Fire is trying to get on that train, right? They're trying to go, we're going back downtown.
Yep.
Rebrand. Yo, we're going to sell out Soldier Field.
And then we going to make this logo. We going to make this JV. Oh.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I am super skeptical of the numbers that Chicago Fire are going to draw.
I will tell you this. The opening home game is March 21st. They're hosting Atlanta United. And I'm going to try to go to that. I'm going to do my best to make it down there. And if I do, I will definitely, post some live Instagram videos, whatever, of just what's happening down at the stadium.
You got to get the scoop, man. You got to get the comments from the
I want to see what's going up.
From the streets, yo.
Well, some people yo, what's going down with this logo? What do you think about this whole situation? Let's get it from the people.
Hey, man, I'm surprised there isn't a riot in the street right now. Some kind of...
There's a riot on social media.
I've heard from the supporter groups that a lot of them are not. They're not going to wear the new stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're just going to wear their old stuff, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. But anyway, okay, there you go. You got my opinion about it.
Yeah. I mean, we had to speak on it. I mean, this other than obviously Nashville and Inter Miami will be coming to league. We'll obviously talk about that at a later date. But what Chicago, like they hijacked everything a couple weeks ago here when they revealed the logo, and it's just like it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. So we had to talk about it before it.
Well,
talk about it again.
On that note, folks.
Hot garbage.
Yeah. we will speak to you next week. We'll keep you informed about what's going down in the Premier League. Champions League is coming up. Those Champions League games, by the way, are on the 10th and the 11th of December. So that's next week, man. Next Tuesday, Wednesday. So definitely exciting stuff. But Brandon, why don't you finish it off tonight?
All right. Well, like we always like to do at this time, everybody enjoy those games and don't hate.
Do not hate.